then I would have to ask them to replay it later. No. I don't think that's going to be the case. Guys, welcome everyone then to game number 1 in this incredible 5th round series utilizing African maps. This is the second time that we are going to see these maps this week because of the show match that we had yesterday, right? Between Dogale and White Wolf Palace. So White Wolf Palace is now a little bit better prepared for this, as they have had some experience. But yeah. Oh, the video only has a civilization draft. Interesting. Thank you. Let me check. So I can tell you the banned civilizations at the very least. Koreans, Franks, and Saracens were banned by Game Religion, and Bengalis, Dravidians, and Gurjaras were banned by Mr. Yo. You know, this kind of seems wasteful for Mr. Yo, because for rounds 4 and 5, new civilizations were optional. If one team was not comfortable with the new civilizations yet, we were not going to allow them in the series at all. Both teams needed to agree to use the new civilizations. So basically, Mr. Yo could have said, we're not going to use new civilizations, and that's it. They could have used the bans for something else. But yeah, I'm really sure what that's about. Probably he didn't read the announcement. Make prediction poll? Yeah, you wish. We're using record the games. We're not going to be doing predictions, of course. Not for this one, not for the next one. We need poll. Okay. We'll do prediction. Okay. So the prediction will be. Let's take a look. Start prediction for game number 1. The prediction over here will be who loses the least units in G1. We are going to have option 1, Jordan. Option 2, TaToH. Option 3, Yo. Option 4, Lyx. There we go. I don't think this is something that anybody will be able to exploit, but we are just going to make it 5 minutes. Yeah, there we go. That should be enough. Anyway, let's talk about the civilizations real quick. Starting over here on the left-hand side towards the north, we're going to see Jordan playing with Mongols, and we're going to have TaToH playing with Magyars. So for Mongols, we're going to get 40% faster working hunters, right? We're gonna get also 30% extra HP on Light Cavalry, Hussar, and Steppe Lancer line units. Then on top of that, we'll see also for... Yeah, then on top of that, we are going to see also for Mongols 25% faster attacking cavalry archer units. And for the team bonus, 2 extra line of sight on scout line units. Vincenzo was just apologizing, by the way, for picking the banned civilization. He says that he always struggles to remember which ones are banned, and he's apologizing for this being the second time too. He says, but viewers got 2 amazing games instead of 1. I guess that's true. Silver linings, right? He said that he almost picks another banned civilization for one of the other maps, but he realized about that one at least. Anyway. Let's check. We talked about Mongols already. For TaToH, we are going to get Magyars, which means a 15% discount on Scout production. We're going to get also for Magyars free Forging Iron Cast and Blast Furnace. They will also get villagers who can kill predators with 1 strike. And then for the team bonus, we're going to have for Magyars 2 extra line of sight and food archer units. Now, this is the first time, I'm pretty sure, that we see this map in the entire tournament. Isn't it? Because I don't recall this being used during the qualifiers, and well, of course, this was not utilized yesterday during the show match, so I think this is actually the first time that we are seeing this map utilized in the tournament for good. And wow, it's great, man. I just love the variety you get from having so many maps available in the map pools. It's amazing. Like, every week is going to be a fresh start. We haven't talked about civilizations on the right-hand side too much, but we do have Mongols for Lyx, which is the same bonuses we discussed for Jordan already, while Mr. Yo playing with Persian starts with 50 extra food and 50 extra wood, which makes it easier for him to go for this. And yeah, we're gonna get for Persians also twice the HP on docks and TCs that work faster, increasing the soul starting in the fuel age. Why don't you use small trees mod? There is a reason, because I prefer the medium trees mod. I feel like this feels like a forest, much more so than if you had small trees where each tree is smaller than the tile that they cover. So like this, you can still see units behind the trees, but they still cover each other a little bit, so it looks like a forest. If I just disable this and enable large trees, you can see that they become significantly larger. And if you have small trees, it just kind of looks like turn-based strategy games to me, and I prefer this look, personally. But you should still be able to see units and stuff. A new map with Lyx. So far it's not really done too much though. Just bringing some scouts forward already. Beautiful. It's roaming around still. Cannot really find any damage yet. Guess I just use the small identical trees. Yeah, it's fine. For gameplay, it's actually pretty good. Small trees, pine mod, cube mod, those are fantastic for gameplay, but for casting, it doesn't really make much of a difference. I feel like it takes a little bit too much from the graphics of the game. But that's just my take, of course. Ultimately, it's going to come down to subjective preferences. I guess there are no other types of preferences now, are they? Anyway. Yeah, he's been struggling to find any damage over here at all. And on the right-hand side, TaToH+'s brought some scouts forward himself. He's not been able to get too much damage down. Now, on water, Mr. Yo's coming out on top, though. He does get faster working, higher HP dogs, so he does end up pushing TaToH away from here. So this gives White Wolf Palace a very nice eco lead because of the fishing ships. Here we are. Beautiful. It's looking a little bit better for Game Legion over here. Maybe they'll be able to get some damage done. Well, Mr. Yo's reaction over here is swift and effective. Extra scouts coming over here from Lyx. Yeah, this is the second game that we are seeing right now in a row where we have full scout production over here and no archers coming out from anyone on White Wolf Palace, right? But can this actually work ultimately? The archers have gone down. These scouts should get cleaned up as well, I think, but yeah, TaToH+'s going to walk away. It's still looking pretty alright for White Wolf Palace. They were able to hold on over here and prevent taking any damage, so it's still good. And with the water control over here we have, I wouldn't be surprised to see Mr. Yo go up to the castle significantly faster compared to anybody else, so yeah. So I'm pretty curious, guys. Who are, or you know, what's your favorite Game Legion A player combination? Does anybody over here have an itch for Nili plus Jordan, maybe, speaking German? Or would you prefer Nili TaToH, Jordan TaToH? Jordan TaToH are obviously going to be the higher level combination, but I don't know, I'm just curious. Also, I'm pretty curious about TaToH Slam and the Viper, right, for Game Legion B. The Viper is not going to play any Age of Empires 2 until Golden League is over, understandably. He's going to be prioritizing the tournament with 50 times the larger prize pool, but besides that, yeah. 30, not 50, sorry. Actually, it might be like 30, considering that it's just a 1v1 tournament as opposed to 2v2. But yeah, he'll be back for sure, I imagine, to play the quarterfinal stage after Game of Legion is over. After, sorry, Golden League is over. The push over here from Lyx. Beautiful. Just TaToH maybe. Rather have TaToH though. I see. There's a wall low, so Viper maybe just sticks to A4. There's wall low. That clip is certainly intriguing because it doesn't really provide any further information, right? I'll tell you one thing. There was a leak that said that it might be a combination between different Age of Empires entries or franchise titles, right? Then I showed on stream how you can just very, very easily fake something like that, so I wouldn't really trust it too much. Given the fact that we have had 5 Red Bull Wololows for Age of Empires 2 already, are you expecting this to be an Age of Empires 2 Red Bull Wololo again? Do you expect this to be a mixed thing? Are you trusting the league? Do you expect this to be an Age of Empires 4 only thing? Mr. Fluffy Bunny, thank you so much for the sub. It's very much appreciated, and welcome to the club. Hey, Giant Star, welcome as well. We usually record the games. This set actually took place earlier today, and I was casting Salts versus Rules Room, which was an incredible series, by the way. Highly recommend you to go back and watch it. And anybody who has not seen the series, I recommend you to go back and watch it because it was great. And now we're going to be casting these games using Record the Games. And then after this one, we're going to be taking a look at Baguettes versus Geralt Reunion. While tomorrow, we'll have Dogale versus Fox Beta to start the stream with, probably at like 13 GMT, or sorry, 16 GMT, 16:30 GMT or so. And then we'll be casting the 2 remaining sets for tomorrow, which will be up to Imp versus Professor and his Muppet, as well as Sandbear versus, who was it? Don't recall what the other team was. Nice push. Castle Age is already here for Mr. Yo. He's got knights coming out. He's got 4 knights already out, and he's going for more. He still managed to retain water control as well. There was an attempt to come back over here for TaToH, but he wasn't able to. Yeah, to get the dog up on time. Good defense over here for Lyx. He doesn't have losing 1 villager. He should be fine. Should be able to finish building the archer ranges as well. And this can be rough though. This can be rough. There's only 1 spearman over there, so TaToH's gonna go after the spearman right away. And good unit control. He baits the spearman with some of the scouts and utilizes the rest of the scouts to take it down. And we'll see 1 villager going down. Not quite. Wow, this is actually a really good reaction from Lyx. He will end up taking a few losses over here, but it's not as bad as it could have been for sure. Ends up losing 2 villagers over there, 3 I think, at most. Probably gonna end up losing a few more after the tower goes down for sure, but still. Defensive Knights coming over from Mr. Yo, well played. Beautiful. I got right on time, I guess? Yeah, sure. There we go. It's looking really, really good right now for Gamer Legion for military count, despite Wild Palace being ahead in worker count. Jordan has 2 TCs right now, but so does Mr. Yo. So that's not going to be enough for them to catch up, or at the very least it shouldn't be. Mr. Yo should be able to prevent Jordan from catching up in worker count. Good defense over here from Mr. Yo+Lyx got cavalry archers coming out right now. Should have seen this coming. He went for 4 archer ranges. He needs to get a good amount of units out for these units to actually be effective. He needs to get to a good ball of units, and now with some support from Mr. Yo as well, this should be a good army for them to go forward and try to put some pressure with. Right now, Lyx is coming forward on his own. Should be able to get some villages down over here. We'll see. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, we have some knights roaming around from TaToH, but Mr. Yo is paying attention as well, so it's not too bad. And it seems like Jordan's paying attention over here as well, because he's got his own cavalry archers coming over to provide defenses, and he ended up losing only 1 villager, which is not too bad. Wow! That's gonna be GG from Jordan and TaToH over here. This is really interesting. They didn't really take any big losses or anything over here. They probably just realized how far behind they were. Yeah, you know, the score is actually substantial for White Wolf Palace, so. White Wolf Palace 1, Gamer Legion 0. Definitely feel like they could have kept on trying, but I think they probably overestimated White Wolf Palace's lead over here. It was not quite as massive. It was not that bad. I think if we saw a comeback in the previous game, it's definitely possible for Gamer Legion to get a good game over here, right? Anyway, we'll take a look at game number 2. One moment. And we'll jump into it right away because we don't have to wait. I just have to record the games. Oh! Before I forget. Predictions. Who lost the least units? What is the KD over here overall? Total KD. 27 losses, 20 losses, 9 losses, 16 losses. So Mr. Yo actually ended up coming out on top. Okay. Let's check. Yeah. You got it. Mr. Yo took the least losses this game. It was actually the most chosen option. Okay, so we're gonna have to come up with something different for game number 2, but let's go and take a look at the next one, right? It's gonna take place on Gorge, which means this was one of Gamer Legion's home maps. And where is it? Did I not move it over to the correct file, to the correct folder? I should have. Refresh once again. Oh, okay. I think I probably moved it to the wrong folder earlier. RIP. There we are, guys. Welcome everyone to game number 2 in the set. This time around, White Wolf Palace is playing on the left-hand side. We have Mr. Yo playing with Cumans. We have Lyx playing with Britons. Meanwhile, Jordan's playing with Britons and TaToH's playing with Cumans. What do we have on this map? Why are we seeing Cumans over here so much? Why are we seeing Britons here so much? So, on this map, you will be divided away from the rest of the players. Every player is going to have their own quadrant, so to say. And yeah, your plateau is going to give you a little bit of a defender's advantage because of the hill advantage over here as well, which can be pretty good. And then Britons also get something else which is very interesting on this map as well. Not only are they an incredible archer civilization, but Britons, and starting with Mr. Lyx's civilization over here, which is also going to be affecting Jordan, we'll get 1 and 2 extra range on foot archer units in the castle and Imperial Ajax except for skirm units. They'll get 25% faster working shepherds, which is great. We do have goats, right? For the team bonus, they'll have 20% faster working archer ranges, but most importantly, because of the way the stone is distributed on this map, where the stone is located within the gorge, over here, you're going to see it over here and over here, right? And over here as well. You have no stone available at the top. You have no stone available on your plateau. It's going to make it very, very awkward for them to secure any extra resources. Britons will also get a 50% wood discount on TC starting in the Castle Age. And that's going to be about it for both these players, right? For Lyx and Jordan. Meanwhile, for Mr. Yo and for TaToH playing with Kumans, they're going to get the ability to go for a second TC in the Fuel Age. They'll have the ability to go for Siege Workshops in the Fuel Age, where they can also train battering rams from. They'll have access to the Captor Arm upgrade in the Castle Age, as well as 5, 10, and 15% faster moving cavalry units in the Feudal Castle and Imperial Ages. But then on top of that, we'll see for Kumans a 75 with discount on archer ranges in stables. So they can be extremely aggressive, and they can also be extremely greedy. We'll see which one they go for over here. I imagine it's probably just going to be the second TC for ball players. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. Still kind of sad though that the spectator dashboard was down for such a long period of time earlier today, because otherwise we might have gotten drafting information for Game of Legion versus Wild Wolf Palace. Should be seeing the players going up very soon to the Castle Age? To the Fuel Age, sorry. Yeah, I imagine. Yeah, there we go. It's gonna be on the way for TaToH actually first. Interestingly enough, he'll go up pretty quickly to get the second TC up, and he's actually beating Mr. Yo by quite a bit. Mr. Yo is going for the 19th villager. Now, I don't know about this. Oh, but Mr. Yo is going up to the Fuel Age right away. This is actually pretty clutch from Mr. Yo. Take a look, and he does not have Loom, but he doesn't need it because the players are so far apart. It's unlikely he'll end up taking any damage over here, so he's just going up on a little bit of a stronger economy at the same time as TaToH's going up, and he'll be able to get the second TC up. He's going to get some extra resources, and you know every little thing can help when we are facing the same civilization from your opponent. Nice lane over here from Lyx. And Jordan's got some militias. He's coming forward up against Mr. Yo. We'll see who can get the most damage down here. Only 2 militias for Lyx though. He's going for the KOTV Drush. Beautiful on the left hand side. Yeah, Castle Age is here. And by the way, don't get baited by the language, the file here. Oh, it's open! It always happens, man. You gotta block the gate. You gotta lock the gate while you are getting it up. And now that's one villager going down for Mr. Yo. Disaster! Disastrous position over here. We're gonna see another villager going down. This rush has been a resounding success. Scout barely takes a little bit of heat. Yeah, the second TC is coming up for Mr. Yo, so he's already kind of lost the lead that he had by going out with one extra villager, right? And of course not getting Loom earlier. Now it seems kind of foolish, but hindsight's always gonna be 2020. Oh boy. You on the right hand side, Lyx is in a pretty good spot. Over here, putting some pressure, but TaToH is not taking any damage over here, so he doesn't really care about it too much. He's got his own second TC coming up, and I think he'll be getting it up faster than Mr. Yo, right? Yeah. So this is a little bit of a rough beginning of the game for Wild Wolf Palace currently. Lyx is going out to the Fuel Age. We're gonna see him fast castle. Meanwhile, for Jordan's gonna go up to the Fuel Age after getting Loom, and he'll be able to fast castle as well, which is pretty interesting, of course. Did you say you're missing the draft links for this one? Yes, on Wikipedia, apparently the civilization bans were available, but not the map choices, sorry. So I'm not really sure who's got which home maps, which maps are available, which maps are banned, to see if we are going to see any maps that we have not seen yesterday. Well, we already saw one. We saw Jungle Swamp, which we had not seen in the previous African series that we saw yesterday as a show match. There we go. There we are. Castle H is here, or Field H is here for Lyx. Should be able to go up himself too. Check Jordan's VOD and send the link on Discord. Oh, thank you. Mika's very much appreciated. I got it. Nice villager pick over there. For Lyx. There we are. So Jungle Swamp is chosen for game number 1, and then Game Legion, Scat Gorge, and they have Costa Giuoto available as game number, you know, for potentially game number 3 or game number 4, depending on how this goes. Meanwhile, Wild Wolf Palace, they do have Marooned, and they have Balance available as home maps, and the bands over here are Unyanga from Game Legion, and Wild Wolf Palace is going to ban Desert Bara. Is it Desert Bara? Is it Desert Bara? I need to Google that. I think it's Desert Bara, isn't it? It doesn't really detect this as a... Okay, I need to detect language maybe? Desert Bara. Yeah, I'm not really sure how to say it. Regardless though, it's gotten banned. So this is what we have available. Archer's coming over right now from Jordan as well. And he'll be in the Castle Age very soon. Lyx is gonna be in the Castle Age very soon. He's got his own archers coming forward. Nobody's been collecting really any stone to go for the castles or any kind of forward pressure. Nice, market on the way for Mr. Yo. And he should be on his way to the Castle Age very soon, so should TaToH. At this point in time, Mr. Yo has gotten 2 extra workers compared to Mr. TaToH. There we go. Beautiful. All right. So we'll name our predictions for game number 2. How about that? This is not going to be for who wins, of course, because these are recorded games. Instead, the prediction will be who has the highest worker efficiency in game 2. And we are going to be using teams over here. So we have Wild Wolf Palace for option 1. We have Gamer Legion A for option 2. I'm just going to give this one 2 minutes. And you can cast your predictions. Now, I'm talking about worker efficiency. I'm not talking about resources collected. And I'm not talking about working time. I'm talking about worker efficiency. So, even if you know, if you have seen these games before and you know who wins or you know who's got the highest worker count at the end, it doesn't matter because I'm just talking about the percentage of time the workers of the teams have spent collecting resources or building stuff, right? Compared to the total possible time that they have had to work. So even if one team has half as many villages, they could potentially have a higher worker efficiency. So yeah. Guess it's gonna be here for TaToH. And for Mr. Yo very soon. TaToH right now is ahead by about 3 workers. Beautiful. Yeah, nice push over here. Might be able to break through very soon. Meanwhile, we don't have anywhere near as much pressure coming up from Lyx against TaToH. He was trying to go up against Jordan instead. TaToH's bringing some knights over. Lyx might actually end up losing these archers. That's kind of rough though. He's just been trying to play for economy himself. But that's also the case for Jordan. Jordan also has 3 TCs, the same as Lyx. It's kind of behind a little bit. But yeah. No, but do you actually host this tournament? Yes, sir. I'm kind of new to streams and watching tournaments. Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, it's understandable. Usually, streamers are not going to be as egomaniac and going for their names in the middle of the tournament name. But yeah, it just happened to coincide for this one. I'm hosting this one, and I'm hosting this one alongside Matt Cather, Huevo Coyotl. Lord Patito has been volunteering a bunch of his time as well to help keep the tournament running. So big shout out to those guys too. It's not just me, of course. Welcome to the best esports series. Oh yeah, baby! Welcome to Age of Empires 2. Competitive gameplay over here is so nice, and you're coming in right on time. We have, I think we are at a height. We are probably peaking right now for Age of Empires 2 in terms of the competitive scene. We have so many tournaments taking place all the time. It's ridiculous. And the gameplay level is the highest it's ever been as well. There we go. Nice defense over here for Weibel Palace. They do get a little bit of a lead over here now in military count because of that defense, and they do have some momentum. They do retain some momentum. Coming forward now. Should be a no-brainer for Weibel Palace. While Jordan's pulling the archers back, he's just going to be playing defensive. It's going to be a struggle for sure for Jordan until we have some support from TaToH. TaToH's been going for knights himself. He's got a good amount of units, but most of these knights are completely out of position. They are all the way back on TaToH's economy. Meanwhile, over here, these knights from Mr. Yo, the crossbows from Lyx, they're already knocking on Jordan's doors. And it's open! They do not even need to knock. They can just go around. Here come the knights, here come the crossbows, and boy oh boy is this good for Weibel Palace. They are already ahead by 1 game. And if they can get a good surround going over here, they should be able to get around these crossbows. And check this out, we see knights coming over. It's open up north as well, and it's so hard to see sometimes. But this is going to be so good for Weibel Palace. Is it though? TaToH's finally bringing the knights forward. Who's got the highest HP pool over here? We remove the villager from Gamer Legion A. Is actually going to reveal a little bit of a higher HP pool for them. Plus, the fact that we have the TC over here to work with for them as well means that Weibel Palace is just going to bail. That could have been a lot worse for Gamer Legion for sure. The reaction over here was good. Weibel Palace still retains the higher military count. But of course, with the defender's advantage over here for Gamer Legion and the difference being so small, Weibel Palace is not going to want to risk it. Instead, Lyx bails. He clicks up to the Imperial Age. He's managed to rack up just enough resources to click up. And he'll be up significantly faster compared to anybody else. Now, we're talking about Britons here, so Arbalesters with already 2 extra range by default for Britons is going to make it significantly harder for TaToH and Jordan to keep on defending over here as well. Plus, Mr. Yo is doing a good job. Okay, not anymore. That is not a good engagement. But he was doing a good job just keeping pressure up in any case. Interesting. How did Mr. Yo come in? Why is he not going out down south? Trying to break through over here. I guess he'll be able to do it. Yeah, but he's already taking a few losses. PLH should be on the way for TaToH very soon. Yeah, but this is a very nasty head start to it already for Lyx. Yeah, good defense. Good defense from Mr. Yo. So, Lyx is reaching TaToH's base with a bunch of crosses over here. He's gotta be careful. TaToH's got a good amount of knights over here. He could very easily surround these units, although Mr. Yo is bringing a few knights himself. That's going to alleviate the position. It's going to alleviate the situation for these crosses quite a bit. Why? Because we need to wait. We need to wait for Arbalester, Bracer chemistry to be up, right? Arbalester and Bracer are gonna be coming up neck and neck, but chemistry is going to take a little bit longer. And if you're able to retain these crossbows by the time they become Arbalesters, that's going to put you in a much better position. What I find really interesting, and I'm pretty curious if it was premeditated or not, is the fact that they are trying to push against TaToH specifically. They're trying to target TaToH specifically, and TaToH's the one player going up to the Imperial, which means he won't really have much time to get to Cavalier and whatnot, right? Imperial is coming up for everybody else, by the way. But yeah, which means that TaToH could potentially be forced into an engagement over here. Now with Arbalesters, this could actually end up going in favor of White Wolf Palace. TaToH, on the one hand, kind of needs to engage over here, not to lose everything, but then at the same time, he needs to retain a good amount of knights so that he can go for the Cavalier upgrade. So yeah, I'm pretty curious as to whether or not this was calculated from White Wolf Palace, or did they just happen to push against TaToH. I would imagine they probably realized about the score drop, and they probably decided to go and target the red player before he became an issue, right? So there we go, we have crossbows coming back over here from Jordan, who's got the highest HP pool over here. We move in villages once again. It's going to reveal a higher HP pool for Gamer Legion A. However, White Wolf Palace, they do have the higher damage units, so this might not make too much of a difference. Although we don't have a large enough meat shield over here for for Lyx to work out of. He was actually tanking these knights, attacking point blank range with his Arbalesters, which is not good. But in the end, he will end up taking these knights down, right? Not quite. That was a very successful defense over here for Game Legion A. Now that TaToH's in the Imperial Age, he's going for Cavalier right away. We'll see Blade Bar and Armor come up for TaToH too. And Imperial Age is going to be here very soon for Jordan and very soon for Mr. Yo. So far, White Wolf Palace has been able to get some good raids going, but they always end up getting cleaned up over here, and eventually it's not going to be worth it anymore. It's going to be much better for Gamer Legion, especially in the later stages. Wow! That's TG right away. Yeah, they don't want to keep on going against two Imperial Age White Wolf Palace players and White Wolf Palace 2. Gamer Legion Nil. I was not expecting this to be over so quickly. Especially the Cavalier play bar and armor coming up, and they were actually able to push White Wolf Palace away from TaToH's base. Yeah, that was still a very good game from White Wolf Palace though. Let's go take a look at the achievements. And once again, we're going to be paying predictions off. This time around, the question was who has the highest worker efficiency in game 2. And if we take a look at the worker efficiency over here, we see that Lyx had 76%. 76% for Mr. Yo. And we had worker efficiency of 76% over here for TaToH and 74%. So it was very close. I see that it was overwhelmingly favoring White Wolf Palace for the predictions, but it, without this huge raid over here, it might actually have gone in favor of Gamer Legion. Regardless though, White Wolf Palace wins. There we go. And yeah, let's go back. All about momentum, or yeah, with both players already in the Imperial Age, they were going to be on Arbalesters and Cavalier, fully upgraded Cavalier at the very least for defenses, versus Cavalier and crossbows. And because TaToH had already taken a bunch of heat over here, he had even lost a lot of worker efficiency over here towards the end. Worker efficiency in the last minute has gone down quite a bit, right? They decided to call it over here. In my opinion, they could have kept on going. In my opinion, it was 100% possible for them to come back over here, just taking good trades. But they decided to call it over there, and it's their decision. So, yeah. We're jumping into game number 3 in 1 second. Let's go back and take a look at the maps though. There we are, guys. Welcome everyone then to game number 3. And I need to be yellow. No problem, no problem. Let's jump into it again. Let me go and fetch the next wreck. Okay, I got it here. Let's check. Yep. I knew the end score, but did not watch the series before, but I hope the next 3 games will be a bit more back and forth. Oh, certainly, I do not know the score myself, but I'm certainly hoping for a better set than this, right? Game Legion has given up already 2 games in positions where they can definitely keep on playing. I'm not saying that they were in the winning position, but they definitely could have tried a little bit more, a little bit harder. You know, and it's certainly going to... It's kind of rough, I guess, watching these games right now because of the last game that we saw from the previous set, which was just something else. So I guess our standards were a little bit higher coming into the set, but for how much a team is going to try, right? But it is what it is. No spoilers, please. Now we know that all 5 games will be played. Imagine. Okay, let's take a look at the civilizations real quick. As usual, we're gonna start on the left-hand side. We have Lyx playing with Berbers and Mr. Yo playing with Lithuanians. Come on, man! Lyx with Berbers! You know what to expect over here. You know it's going to be messy. So starting with the blue player, Berbers will get 10% faster moving villagers and ships. Just the first half of that's going to be the most relevant in this game, I can tell you that much. We'll get for Berbers also 15 and 20% cheaper stable unit production in the Castle and Imperial Ages, respectively, while for the team bonus they provide access to the Genitor, a mounted skirmisher type unit. Meanwhile, Mr. Yo over here playing with Lithuanians will have 10% faster movement skirm and spearline units, as well as 150 extra food upon start in the game. The Lithuanians will also get 1 extra attack on Knights and Lycha, units per each relic garrison up to 4 relics, and for the team bonus, 20% faster work in monasteries, which makes it a little bit smoother for them to try and collect the relics. So Dowd, thank you so much for the host. It's appreciated. Welcome everyone, guys. I hope you enjoyed Dowd's stream. I hope Dowd had a great stream. No spoilerinos because you will get banned. But we are watching right now the recorded games between Gamer Legion A and White Wolf Palace. Now, I know that Dowd was not playing for Gamer Legion A, but I think he might have said already the result on stream. So we'll see. Regardless though, yeah, we were taking a look at the civilizations, starting on the left-hand side already. Let's move over to the right-hand side. And check this out, Lyx is already sending villagers forward. This is what we expect to see when you have a flank, you have Berber as a flank player. That's like 9 times out of 10 going to be something like this on a land map. We see extra villagers coming over, yeah. So why does this happen? With faster moving villagers, you are able to force engagements that are favorable for you, or at the very least, you're gonna be able to eventually get villagers down, right, if they don't have anywhere to run. But if you end up getting into a trade that does not look good for you, you can just bail and your opponent's never gonna be able to catch up. So it's really good, it's a really good civilization for villager wars. And that's what Lyx is going for right now. And not necessarily going to be fighting with the villagers right away, but he'll just send the villagers forward to try and lame resources. And then we could potentially see a villager war if Jordan doesn't end up getting any villagers exposed over here. So this is kind of what Lyx does. He just likes to be super messy, super aggro, go forward. And it can be really good. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing well, yes. Appreciate it. Hope you guys are doing well as well. I hope you've enjoyed the tournament so far. It's been quite a journey. We've been through 5 different regions from Europe to Americas. We have been through Oceania and Asia as well. We have seen so many series, and it's been quite the ride. We are not quite done, of course. Even after the final week of the group stage, we are going to have also the playoff stage already. So we still have a little bit more Terranova to go for, but it's been fantastic, man. I'm super happy with how things turned out so far. Hey, Malo. Hi, hi. Welcome. Yeah, this is beautiful from Lyx. You can potentially trap these villages from TaToH as well. Is it still group stage? Yes, the group stage has 5 rounds, 1 in each continent. We had Europe, once again, Americas, Oceania, Asia, and this is the 5th round already, where we have African maps. For the playoff stages, we are going to have all maps available again. Kind of like what we had in the qualifiers, but including the maps that we did not include for the qualifiers. So yeah, Lyx, of course, is going to double down on this. He's sending all the villagers over. He's managed to get the walls up over here, so these villagers are kind of trapped. And yeah, he's got a bunch of villagers over here to work with. And if you take a look at resources, we'll try to do the math. Does he know where TaToH's TC is? Yes, he does. But he's gonna go for the TC right next to the wall line because he's already got in the palisades. This is huge. I'm not really sure if actually the TC would have enough range to target every villager over here. But this is actually your Dark Age tower play. If you're Lyx, this is your Dark Age tower. So you can take the villagers down actually. Wonderful. Okay, he'll try to break out of here. Yeah, check this out. Lyx is sending some villagers over to try and prevent him from walking out. Trying to get the house foundation down. Cannot do it. Yeah. Oh man, he went for the douche just to take the villagers down over here, and he wasn't able to. Yep, TaToH just walks away. This actually kind of backfires for Lyx quite a bit. That TC is not really achieving much of anything. He does almost have enough resources to go for another TC drop, so he's trying to clear up a house over here to go for it. I'm not really sure. I don't think he'll be able to do it. He could go for the TC over here instead. Definitely around this location, probably. You know, around here will be pretty good. Should be able to target the TC and potentially even push the villagers away from this wall line too. Which would be amazing, but he will need to place a foundation and just go for some quick walls, something like this. So that he can get this up or something like this. Oh no, it seems like he's gonna try again over here. Well, you know, that's actually good. Yeah. It's kind of similar to what we were suggesting over here on the right hand side, but with the TC over here, he'll be able to range the TC from TaToH, so eventually take it down. And he'll be able to get these villagers from gold. So let's see if TaToH can get away from here again or not. Let's bring in all the villagers over to try and prevent the TC from coming up. And this is C. Can get denied for sure. If TaToH plays his cards right, he's going to target villagers individually over here to try and prevent them from working on the TC. And this tower is going to target the villagers that are protected by the walls, sorry, by the quick walls. So yeah. Beautiful. Yeah, I don't want to see TaToH actually try and take the TC down with villagers, but yeah, that was probably the strongest defense he could have gotten. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, though, we have some archers coming over from Jordan. He'll be putting pressure against Lyx. Remember that because Lyx is kind of stuck in the Dark Age, just a few archers would be enough for you to take all these villagers. Because Lyx does not have the ability to go for towers in Dark Age, he does not have a TC over here, and even if he tried to quick wall his villagers, archers would be enough because of the range to take the villagers down. So yeah, now he's gonna be relying on Mr. Yo, and Mr. Yo is bringing the scouts back. Alright. I wonder what Yo thinks about Lyx going crazy all the time. He probably likes it. It actually works out usually pretty well for them. Because Lyx makes the game so messy, the Mr. Yo actually usually has time to just play for economy, boom away. And then if Lyx's push does not work, he's usually able to bring the game back at the very least. And we have seen actually that before, so yeah. Like sending all the villagers back to try and rely on Mr. Yo's walls. Yeah. And over here, he keeps on putting pressure. He's gonna try to get the villagers down, does not have enough range with the TC, but he can still take this. And check this out, he's built a small arena for himself. Come on, get out of here, the weak villager, get it out. That was a little bit sloppy. He will end up taking all the villagers over here though anyway. But interestingly enough, TaToH still retains a massive worker lead at this stage. What an interesting game, so... yeah, definitely looking a lot more fun than games number 1 and 2 already. Nice. I think Lyx might have just been scouting for holes over here. I'm not 100% sure. But he should be going back. Is he gonna try and get the zebras? He's gonna try to get the zebras, but he'll be completely exposed. There are zebras over here on the back. Does he not know about it? He doesn't know about it. Mr. Yo knows about it. If there was a little bit better communication over here, I'm pretty sure Mr. Yo would have told them to go and get the zebras from the back instead. These villagers could potentially go down to Jordan's units. Alright, market on the way now for TaToH. Yeah, it's fine. It doesn't really have the resources to go up. So it's all good. Dude, we've been streaming for 6 hours already, and this is just game number 3 of the second set, so we are like literally halfway. Still need to cast a full set after this one too. Yo's weakest part is his early games, so Lyx fixes that quite well. Never thought of it that way. 24-hour stream. If I were to cast all the sets that got played today, we will easily get into 12 hours, I'm pretty sure. Because there were 2 more sets besides this one that I'm casting right now, and they usually take north of 2 hours, 2 hours and a half. Well, if we are just doing record the game so we don't have to wait for lobbies and spec delay, we might actually reduce that to only 2 hours per set, or 2 hours and a half at most. So I guess probably more like 11 hours. But yeah, I need to pace myself, of course. Instead, we're gonna have 3 sets today, 3 sets tomorrow. I'm not really sure if we have already more than 2 sets scheduled for Thursday. I'm not really sure. I would need to go and take a look at the AoE zone. TaToH's fighting for water? Yes. TaToH is fighting for water over here. He's got some galleys, putting pressure against Mr. Yo's fire ships. Mr. Yo's already got into the castle age. So this is what I'm talking about. Mr. Yo just plays for economy, right? He's got a few fishing ships over here. If he doesn't get in water control, he should be able to get even further ahead in worker count. Could potentially even go for extra TCs and keep on pulling ahead further and further. Right now, Game of Legion A is looking a little bit stronger, but depending on how Mr. Yo plays this one, he should be able to catch up. Nice. Come on. Is he? No way. Get out of here. He's got 3 stone miners. Lyx is gonna do it again. He's going for a TC over here. Mark my words. He's going for double layer palisades. What is the plan over here? Is he going to have Mr. Yo come forward? That doesn't seem like much of a plan right now. Mr. Yo's just been playing for economy. No. He does have the TC. There we go. He's going for it. Meanwhile, TaToH's going for a defensive tower over here once again to try and prevent the TC from coming out. We'll see how well that worked earlier when he had the TC to work on top of the tower. Now, yeah, it doesn't seem like we're going to have much of a defense over here for TaToH, right? He's trying to bring villagers over, but this TC is coming up before he's able to get villagers down. With these villagers coming forward though anyway. So yeah, TC goes up. Only 1 villagers go down over here for Lyx. Should be able to take the tower down here and get some villagers down for sure. Yeah. Well done. Here come the knights from Mr. Yo. Check this out. He deletes the palisades so that the knights can't get to the base of the tower and potentially get any villagers. Yeah, there we go, that TaToH had still. Oh, town bill. Well, this is quite something. A few villagers go down over there for TaToH, yes. And now Lyx is actually catching up a little bit in worker count, which is fantastic for him, of course. He was so far behind before. Jordan's going for the push over here on the left-hand side. He does have significantly more military units compared to anybody else this game. 22 crossbows. He's got Magnus coming out. He's got a ram already out for siege workshop and the monastery. But TaToH's been able to defend himself pretty well over here. Mr. Yoser has been able to defend himself pretty well over here. Extra TC's coming out right now on the back as well. I am not familiar with Diablo Private Snowball, so I wouldn't really have an opinion about that. He's gonna try to go for it again! The Lyx push! Wall resources in, go for another douche. This is actually so freaking effective, you know? He was so far behind in work account and he's been able to catch up like this. Now TaToH, guess what? No, he's just going to get out of here. Fool me once. Shame on you. Fool me twice. Shame on you still. If you are in TaToH's position, fool me thrice. Well, shame on me, so TaToH's getting out of here. Yeah. The interesting thing though is Lyx keeps on bringing the villages over, so he can just chase TaToH away indefinitely. However, we do have some spearmen over here from TaToH though. And pikemen for Jordan to defend TaToH with as well. The pikemen will be significantly stronger. Spearmen wouldn't be doing too much, but pikemen certainly going to be a little bit rougher. So yeah, Lyx does end up falling behind in work account once again. This is not to say that it's game over for him or anything. We have already seen him actually come back against TaToH a few times, and TaToH's gone as far away as he could have gotten. He's getting closer to the corner over here on the right hand side. He's just gone to the middle of the desert to be left undisturbed. Is this going to work? I'm not really sure. We'll see. Lyx got the resources to go for another douche now once again. Although with the way that he's gotten the TC up over here, he's actually able to steal some of the resources from TaToH, so I guess it's not the worst. Doesn't seem like Lyx will be able to go up to the Fuel H anytime soon. However, Wild Wolf Pass, they are ahead in work account right now compared to Gamer Legion A, and once again, this is just going to be all Mysterio. Who was able to get ahead because of the incredible push from Lyx, of course. But yeah. Why is Jordan not pushing? He is pushing, but Mr. Yo's been able to defend himself quite successfully and for very cheaply as well. Let's take a look at EcoKD over here. Yeah, you know what? Mr. Yo has actually not been taking too many losses over here, so the Lumberjacks were safe. Overall KD has been better for Mr. Yo as well, so I imagine it's just been able to get better trades with Magnus here. So yeah, Jordan is pushing. He's not pushing against Lyx though, that's your question. He definitely will be able to get the bull player down over here. He'll be able to kill Lyx most likely. The funny thing though is if you subtract Lyx's forward villager count, so let's go over here and do this. He's got 20 villagers forward, so if you subtract that from Wild Wolf Pass's worker count right now, they will be going down to 86, which will be only 5 below Gamer Legion. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 328 times, god darn, stop it, Lyx. Right. I love how even the overall scores are despite all this. Ah, that's just Age of Empires for you. Sometimes the games are going to be kind of cookie cutter games, meta games on Arabia and whatnot, and sometimes they are just going to be absolute disaster and just chaos. He's able to defend with one Mount Hill. You can hardly call that a push. I think he's been getting better trades with the Mount Hills. He might not have been able to defend with one Mount Hill only, but something like this, right? He ended up losing both Mount Hills over there, but he was still able to trade evenly against Jordan. Maybe earlier he was able to also just, you know, as long as he can keep 1 or 2 Mount Hills around, it's pretty alright. Like, this is good, right? Yeah, 2 for 1. Yeah, Janitors coming out from Mr. Yo. I think this is the first time in months that I have seen Janitors be used in a high-level game, let alone a tournament game. But actually it got buffed a little bit, you know. In the latest patch, Janitor became a little bit cheaper to produce, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see. DLH here for TaToH. Sorry, for Lyx. Finally. Yeah, not much going on the right-hand side anymore. Oh, of course, he gets to the FLH. He's going to make a switch to tower rush, to a tower rush. Nice. Putting pressure against Jordan, who was struggling on his own to push against Mr. Yo, is already fantastic, of course. Well done. Does he have a blacksmith? He's got one on the way. Well done, now finally. It's looking a little bit better as TaToH gets to the Castle Age. We're gonna have 2 Castle Age players from Gamer Legion A versus only 1 from Wild Palace. I would imagine by this point, Mr. Yo would probably have been able to go up to the Imperial Age, but that's not the case. Down south, still pretty good pressure over here from Lyx, and it's just incredible the amount of damage he's able to do with so little. Just boggles my mind. What's more boring, a battle between 2 Ela archers or a battle between 2 Janitors? That's a good one. Did anything happen in water? Not much. We do have some Navy units over here, but nobody's actually been taking advantage of them at all. Like, TaToH's just kept on roaming around. We don't have any fishing ships over here for Rival Pass, so I don't think Mr. Yo really cares about this too much. And yeah, we have like basically no water presence for anyone. TaToH's the only player going for fishing ships, taking advantage of it, but nobody else seems to be paying attention to it too much. Alright, this could be good. Now, why is he bringing villagers forward? What is the plan over here? Yeah, he's bringing the units back. So between 2 Ellie archers or a battle between 2 Janitors, I would say the elephant archers still. Although they got nerfed a little bit. Now they are not quite as strong as they used to be. It's still going to take longer, I think, than Janitor, because Janitor is going to have bonus against itself, right? Yeah. Against archer types. Okay, let's check. Here comes Mr. Yo. That is a good attack round, but he cannot make it work. Magnet goes down. Still have magnets over here for Jordan. 2 magnets to work with. Gamer Legion's got on the lead, although Mr. Yo is the first player to click up to the Imperial Age. But check this out. Lyx is going for it again. Did he get pushed away from here? Yeah, he got pushed away from here by TaToH. So he's going for a douche elsewhere now. On Jordan's second TC actually, or third TC over here. Depends on how you count this. Kill zone Mangonel. Boy. Let's check. Yeah, good unit control for Mr. Yo. He's been able to defend so effectively with such a small amount of units. It's just ridiculous. He's going for Lychai right now. Let's see if he's got any relics. He's managed to get 3 relics, which is huge. That's already going to give him 3 extra attack on Lychai and Nightline units. As that's going to be enough to compensate for the fact that they don't get Blast Furnace +1, right? So it's going to be overall +5 attack that he can go for in the Imperial Age. And even in the Castle Age, honestly. Gotta be careful. Doesn't really have the resources to go for another castle. Yeah, and the TC over here has Ganon the Knight. But Jordan, which is great. And Lyx has gone down to 22 villagers once again. Certified TC Boomy, he will be back in a second. For sure. I would say he's already back given the current situation. His worker count right now is significantly higher compared to Lyx. And Gamer Legion has managed to pull ahead in worker count right now compared to Wild Wolf Palace by quite a bit. However, we have Elite Lightus coming up for Mr. Yo. We have Conscription and Plate Bar and Armor. Now, Conscription is very important. He's got only 2 castles to work with, so he's got to try and maximize his production potential as much as possible. Will this be enough, though? We'll see. About 20 seconds for Plate Bar and Armor to finish researching. He's going for it right now, though! Ah, that is a good set of ground attacks over here. Oh, but the crossbows do end up going down over here to many of these mangonels. To many of the mangonel shots, and wow, that was not even close. Mr. Yo cleans that up. Completely pushes Jordan out of here. Yeah, Lyx is going for a TC up north to try and come back into this game. Mr. Yo is left in a 1v2 position over here. So far, Gamer Legion's not looked very motivated to play longer games, so I'm kind of wondering if Mr. Yo putting some pressure up, securing the score lead, and starting to get some villagers down from Gamer Legion is going to be enough for Gamer Legion to call it GG again, or if they are going to try a little bit harder for game number 3. But this one has certainly been the most interesting game of the set so far. There we go. Conscription does work for castles too. Yes, I just checked because I was kinda confused. But yeah, that's a good amount of villages going down. You can even take on the pikemen, of course. These Lychai will simply ignore armor. And we'll take on the units, no problem. We already have Forging, and Iron Casting is on the way, so Iron Casting is going to bring these Lychai up to 5. +5 attack. Those are some good conversions, though. Beautiful. Yeah, good defense for TaToH. Now, TaToH's the strongest player of his team, currently. And ideally, Mr. Yo would want to go for, I would say, at the very least 3 castles. If he wants to just keep on going for Lychai play, I would say he needs at the very least 3 castles. 4 is going to be ideal. Well, right now, he is kind of housed at 170 population, which makes it look like he's in a good spot, and he is. It might not last for much longer, because after he starts sending all these units forward and they start going down, he'll need the ability to replenish them faster than they go down. And with 2 castles only, he can get to 200 population potentially, but he wouldn't be able to stay over there when sending all the units forward to get the raids going. There's conversions over here as well for TaToH. Beautiful. And that's going to be GG again. This is what I was talking about. Wild Wolf Pass gets enough momentum over here. Let's see a 4 castle attempt over here from Mr. Yo. I'm not really sure if Jordan even realized about this. Maybe he knew. Well, he only saw the conga line of villagers coming. But yeah, Wild Wolf Pass, they just get a little bit of momentum over here, and Gamer Legion does not want to keep on going. So that's going to be 3-0 already for Wild Wolf Palace, which means that Gamer Legion A cannot take the series anymore, and the only thing they can go for right now is just playing for points for game number 4 and 5, which we'll take a look at, of course. So let's go and take a look at the achievements. Do we have any predictions for game number 3, actually? No, we didn't. So let me take a look at the achievements over here real quick. Very good KD ratio for Mr. Yo. By a mile and a half. Better than 2-1. Lyx really close to 1-1, interestingly enough. Actually managed to get better KDs than TaToH and Jordan. While for economy, we'll see a stronger economy towards the end of the game for Wild Wolf Palace still, which is just ridiculous, and Mr. Yo is such a beastly player. While for society, we're going to have a higher worker count for Gamer Legion towards the end of the game, but there was some upwards momentum over here for Wild Wolf Pass to get the lead once again, so it's just amazing. It's just amazing. It just keeps on working. It's so good. Lyx's YOLO push early on, Mr. Yo's late game, just amazing. Let's go back. So let's see if the players have done their homework and are familiar with the map's unique mechanic. So this map has a special start, and Jordan's going to completely ignore it. How about Lyx? Lyx is completely ignoring it as well. Mr. Yo ignores it too. TaToH ignores it too. Okay, so the way this map is played is you deplete the shipwreck over here. It's going to be a tree. You deplete it. You have a bunch of extra villagers, so you deplete the shipwreck. That will spawn a mill foundation over here. A mill foundation. That after you finish building the mill, it gives you enough resources to go for a TC. So what you are left with, in the end, after a proper start, is a mill at the very center of the box turtles. So you get food income from here. A little bit of extra time to get some scouting done. And enough resources to go for the TC in a place of your choice. But it doesn't seem like anybody has realized about it, so they're just going for everything else. Oh, we have told the players several times about this star, but there are many tournaments taking place, so it's, I guess, understandable that they are overwhelmed. Definitely something that I thought Rival Pass was going to take advantage of, given that they were choosing this as their home map. So yeah. I think they are... Yeah, the colors are not correct over here. Let me just change that real quick. Last time around, we have Mr. Yo playing in red and Lyx playing in... No, we have Mr. Yo playing in green and Lyx playing in blue, right? So I'm just going to do it like this. So that we retain the cool colors for Rival Pass and the warm colors for Gamer Legion A. I find this hilarious that they didn't know how to play the maps. Well, man, you're in for the laugh of your life. The whole tournament's been like that. Although sometimes the teams will take the time to go and check the maps beforehand and read the Wikipedia descriptions and check the map guides so they are not completely naked when jumping into the series, but not everyone's going to do it. Sounds like a custom scenario with some triggers. Kind of looks like it, yeah. Kind of plays like that at the very beginning, of course, but that's going to be about it. So let's take a look at the civilizations. We have Spanish over here for both teams, so let's go and talk about Spanish right away. Starting with TaToH civilization, which is also going to be Lyx's. Spanish get 30% faster working builders. We're going to have for Spanish also no gold cost on blacksmith upgrades whatsoever, so it's pretty nice. And then we're going to see for Spanish also galleon that attack faster projectiles with faster projectiles, right? And then on top of that, we see for Spanish for the team bonus 25% stronger trade. So nice, you're on to make my 45-minute way home more pleasant. Of course, that was the entire point of me going live today. So hope you enjoyed. Viper will definitely have been keen enough to test this map start. Maybe. I guess we'll find out once we get to the quarterfinal stage. Did it say galleon? Meant cannon galleon. Imagine the map creator watching this. Oh, he's watched this several times. Not with this teams necessarily, but we actually tagged all the players before to remind them that this was actually a thing. Not before today, but before in the tournament. And I don't know, they probably just forgot. So yeah, taking a look at Mr. Yo's teammate, Lyx over here. He was playing with Japanese, right? I don't think we have seen Japanese in this series so far, so let's go and talk about them. They will get 5, 10, 15, and 25 and 20%, sorry, faster working fishing ships with +2 pierce armor and double the HP. We'll get for Japanese also 33% faster attacking infantry units starting in the fuel H onwards, as well as a 50% discount on drop-off buildings. Now, they also get for the team bonus 50% extra line of sight on galley line ships. which can be pretty handy. You can spot enemy units from farther away. You can spot exposed economy and whatnot. Meanwhile, Jordan's going to have Persians to complement TaToH Spanish. And for Persians, Jordan's going to begin with 50 extra. And we already talked about Persians in the previous game, didn't we? I'm pretty sure we did. Start with extra resources, double the HP. Oh no, it was in game number 1 actually on Jungle Swamp. So yeah, we already talked about this one. To keep on getting familiar with the map, for those of you who might not have seen this map before, not only do we have the unique starter mechanic, but then also the layout is very, very peculiar and very specific. You can get across the creeks with land units between map quadrants, so you can traverse this area with land units. However, you cannot get to the center with land units because this, if you see, it's taken by trees, right? Towards the shorelines, along the shorelines rather. So the only way for you to get across is exactly what they are doing right now and actually use transport ships to move over. So they can bring the villagers over to the center. At the center, we will have plenty of extra resources. Golds, we have a bunch of piles of gold over here. We have a shipwreck as well, which is great. But yeah. Besides that, I think everything is going to be pretty standard. So you do have some starting resources. You do have your fish on the outer water, which is good. You don't really have fish over here, much to speak of. You have some shore fish, but it's negligible. You're not going to be coming over to the center for fishing economy. That's what I'm trying to say. Imagine docks to count as drop-off building. Yeah. That'd be something for sure. So village is coming up for everyone. Saracens should be good. Saracens? I guess so. I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference because the space is so small that you can just use one transport ship twice, right? To get like 5 units across. Saracens are going to be useful for, I imagine you're talking about the carrying capacity bonus for transport ships. I think that's probably going to be more useful on longer distances where you want to avoid having to make more than one trip. Or want to minimize making as many trips as possible. Village is here for everyone. They will all try to pass castle. Let me take a look at the banned civilizations real quick once again to make sure that we don't have any banned civs over here. We don't. No, we don't. That's fine. Not that we will be able to do too much about it only now, though. Alright. Lyx actually is not going up right away himself, though. This actually counts as a little bit of a surprise. He's going for galleys instead. Okay, I'll try to put some pressure on water. Might be good. If he's able to get all the fishing ships down, for instance, from Gamer Legion A. Don't want to say that it's going to be good enough for Gamer Legion to call it GG again, but certainly going to put White Wolf Palace in a pretty good spot. We do have, after all, plenty of fish to be had on the outside water, so there's that. There we go. Castle is gonna be here for both Gamer Legion players and very soon for Mr. Yo. And what is the plan over here? How is Gamer Legion A Nil 3? Well, you're gonna have to go and check the VOD. But I will tell you that they did not try particularly hard to get the first 3 games, I would say. Well, maybe the 3rd game they did a little bit more, but the first games were, I don't know. I'm just going to leave it up to you. Beautiful. Forecast is coming up for Mr. Yo. Nice. Yeah, and the cast is already out for TaToH, so we see Conquistador's coming out right away. He's got already the transport ship at hand. There we are. Pretty good. Mysterio's got a bunch of villagers forward still. He's got 6 stone miners. If he wanted to go for another castle, he would have to wait for quite a bit because he doesn't really have the resources to go for a second one right now. Jordan instead, going around, he's got a knight, he's got some scouts, 1 scout anyway. Meanwhile up north, TaToH's coming forward with the Conquistadors, already able to get 1 village down, 2 villages down, make that 3 villages down, yes sir. Yeah, and interestingly enough, Jordan's actually going to end up pushing Wild Wolf Palace away from water himself with fire ships. Hey RPs! What's up? How have the series been today? It's been good, man. We have 2 series before this one. It was a play all 3 show match between the Gale and Wild Wolf Palace. No, sorry, that was yesterday. It was a 3-game show match between... Oh! That is a good demo shot! He ended up taking only 1 Conquistador though. Damn. But yeah, we had a 3-game show match between TaToH and TaToH to start the day off at 15 GMT. Then after that, we took a look at Salts versus Rules of Rome, which was an amazing series, and I highly recommend anybody who might not have seen that one to go back and watch it. Let's push over here for Mr. Yo. And then we are watching this one. After this one, we'll be taking a look at Le Baguette versus Geralt Reunion, which I'm pretty sure is going to be nice as well. And the ships there's gold? Yes, every shipwreck is going to have 1 tile of 800, actually 1600 gold. As you can see, it's going to be worth 2 tiles of gold per tile over here, which is pretty nice. You have along the center ring, and then you have along the outer ring as well. This is beautiful, by the way. Lyx's Stoneholes over here is going to give Wild Wolf Pass exclusivity over the center. We see a second TC coming out for Lyx. Finally got to the castle age. Yeah. I'll make it that late. Yeah, most likely most people won't, I imagine. Today is a long day, and tomorrow is going to be another long day as well. We'll be casting 3 sets as well. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it's not going to get any easier on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as well, given how many sets we still have to play. And don't forget the ships with the mill inside. How to? They're here. They're just yelling at me. All of them. Nobody took a single one. Nice push. Yeah, Wild Wolf has been able to catch up now in worker count. There's a bunch of idle economy over here for Game Legion though. Right. Nobody did the proper start? Nope. I'd expect Wild Wolf Pass. No. Didn't they do it for... No, they didn't have to play the qualifiers. No, that was Wild Wolf Palace B. I don't remember Wild Wolf Palace B did the proper start in the qualifiers, but I remember one of the teams did. Good stuff. That TC is going down very soon for Lyx. Is going for another one. Just gonna be fine. To be honest, I'd expect Gamer Legion A to know it too. Those three are normally well prepared. I don't know, man. Yesterday, the set that we cast, what was it? Wild Wolf Palace versus... No, it was Gamer Legion A versus... Who was it? I remember I was taking a look at the player's point of view before the stream, before starting the stream, and they actually had no idea about any of the maps. Oh, it was versus Sobos. Yes, I remember now. TaToH+Nili versus Sobos. Alright. Seems like Jordan might end up securing water. And kind of. We'll still have some war galleys over here, fire ships from Lyx. So yeah, water's not really anyone's just yet. Nice push from Mr. Yo. Oh, and Jordan's going for double monastery. Well, Persian monks are not that good, man. And by that good, I mean they're actually pretty lackluster. I guess it's going to suffice maybe against conquistadors, but they cannot. They do not get redemption, for instance. They're pretty bad. Not going to work too well against other types of siege weapons. Nice push from Lyx. Beautiful. There we go. Here we are. DC's holding on for the time being, but that's a lot of pressure coming out from Mr. Yo. A bunch of villagers going down over there, and he's able to walk away before the conquistadors get converted, so it's not too bad. Not too shabby over here for Mr. Yo. Similar kind of push coming up on the right-hand side from TaToH, though, up north. We'll see if Lyx is able to hold on as well as Jordan's been able to. I don't see any monasteries coming up, though, from Jordan, from Lyx area at all. So yeah, this is going to be a little bit rougher for him. Not even a defensive siege workshop, do we? He doesn't... Yeah, he doesn't have a defensive siege workshop, so it's kind of rough. It seems to me that he'll end up just getting pushed away from here. This is really bad. Lyx is not reacting over here at all. It's got the one watchtower, but then keeping those ramps at bay, of course, is going to require a lot of his economy to get idle for a prolonged period of time. Meanwhile, over here, Mr. Yo struggles to keep the push going, but Jordan's going to keep his economy running for the most part. He's got even an extra TC over here, while Lyx is going to be on the one only. Anyway, I'm off. Good night, all. Okay, Anwick. I'll see you. There we go. Nice shot over here from Jordan. Doesn't end up pushing Mr. Yo away for the most part. So what is Mr. Yo's plan over here? He's just gone back. Up north. TaToH is still doing a lot of damage over here. And the game's pretty stable right now. Looking a little bit better for Gamer Legion A. But not too bad. There we go. Nice. Down south. Yeah, I'm surprised that TaToH is actually taking so much longer to push Lyx down than I think he should have. And now Mr. Yo's over here getting a lot of extra damage done that I think he shouldn't have been able to get done. Yeah, but it's pretty good. Continue control as well. Takes the Mango down right away. I was going to keep on taking more villages down. Now, Wolf Pass has been able to catch up and work account because of this push from Mr. Yo, but he's losing a lot of HP on these units. There is another castle coming up for Mr. Yo over here though, so that'll be 2 for him versus, well, TaToH's been on 2 for a while. But interestingly enough, because TaToH's not really been going for too many conquistadors anymore, Lyx has been able to hold on over here just fine. And down south, Jordan's actually been struggling against Mr. Yo quite a bit more. And now with this castle coming up, right, that's going to double Mr. Yo's production potential, which means that this could be even stronger for Wolf Pass very soon. Check Mr. Yo's economy as well. He's got enough gold to click up to the Imperial Age already. He's just juggling for a little bit of food. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think if you utilize the market, he will most likely be able to click up in the next 2 minutes or so. We'll see. TC goes down. We're gonna see another TC go down very soon. The rounds are over here coming out from Mr. Yo, so you should be able to go and take this second TC down as well in a moment. Just need to take this one down, of course. And yeah, Jordan's going to get pushed away. I still don't understand why TaToH's push over here took so much longer to get going, and why Lyx is still alive over here. Like, honestly, I would expect, if you just dropped me into this game 15 minutes ago, blindfolded, remove the blindfold, I would say, oh yeah, 15 minutes from now, Lyx is no more. But no, he's been able to hold on over here real well. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, Jordan has been on a much stronger defense overall. Doesn't that get him pushed away from his base? And now there's going to be 2 quadrants left for Mr. Yo. And over here, Lyx is struggling for sure, but TaToH still has so much more damage to go for. And yeah, that's going to be GG. Wolf Pass doesn't that take in game number 4, and this is a very nasty lead. 4 points already against Gamer Legion. Wow. You know, Gamer Legion, they are higher seeded compared to Wolf Pass, so this is fantastic for them too. Let's go and take a look at the achievements. We're gonna see then very strong KD over here for Mr. Yo. Very close to 3-1. We'll see a 3-2 KD ratio for Lyx, which is fantastic, of course. And then for economy, for society, we're gonna see for economy a stronger amount of resources coming in for you know, TaToH, and overall Gamer Legion A collecting more resources overall, but still falling behind. Towards the end of the game, it was possible for Wolf Pass to get ahead in worker count, and they were going to be able to catch up and resources collected and surpass Gamer Legion A in no time, of course. So, all right. We have 1 more game to go for. There we go. Welcome everyone then to the final game of the set. TaToH and Jordan playing on the left-hand side, Mr. Yo and Lyx playing on the right-hand side. You know, Mr. Yo and Lyx actually struggled a little bit throughout the tournament, but this is a very, very one-sided set so far. And no matter what happens in game number 5, Wolf Pass is just passing this one with flying colors, so to say. But it's pretty curious that the games they do so well are actually against Gamer Legion A of all teams, right? Regardless though, taking a look at the civilizations for game number 5, one final time, we're gonna see TaToH playing with Khmer and Jordan playing with Mayans. Meanwhile, we have Mr. Yo playing with Khmer and Lyx playing with Sicilians. Now, this is very common to see Khmer on this map, and I'll tell you why. So starting with Khmer, as it's going to be affecting both teams, we'll have for this civilization 10% faster moving battle elephant line units. But then on top of that, they can also garrison villages, 5 villages inside each house. We'll see for Khmer also no building requirements. They will have also farmers who do not need mills or TCs to drop food on. And then for the team bonus, they'll get also 1 extra range on scorpion line weapons. Why is that so good? Because you cannot build around your TC. So with Khmer, you can go for farmers over here, for instance. You get a mill over here, let's say, or maybe even a house, honestly, not even a mill. And you can just start going for farms over here, like over here as well, over here. You just surround your house or your mill, right? And then you can garrison your villagers. You do not need the mill because they do not need mills to drop resources on, but you can go for one house over here and then surround it with farms and just garrison your villagers inside the house, which is going to allow you to defend so much more easily compared to just having to bring the villagers over to the DC. So yeah, for Neil, yes, currently that's exactly the score. Benno, hi. So yeah, those are the things that are going to make Chimera a pretty strong civilization on this map. Now, for White Wolf Palace, Chimera will be joined by Sicilians from Lyx. Now, Sicilians will get 100 extra stone upon start on the game, although they get access to dungeon as opposed to towers. They will also have 100% faster building TCs and castles in the Castle Age onwards, as well as 100% additional food on farms per each farm upgrade as opposed to your standard amount. And then on top of that, we're going to see for Sicilians also that land units will absorb 50% of bonus damage, except for siege weapons. Now, for the team bonus, that's not going to be relevant over here. It's a transport ship bonus. So instead, let's go and take a look at Mayans as Jordan's complementary civilization to TaToH+'s Chimera. For Mayans, Jordan will get 1 extra villager upon starting the game, but he will begin with 50 less food. He will have 15% longer lasting resources, 10, 20, and 30% cheaper archer units in the feudal castle and imperial ages. And then on top of that, we'll see for Mayans for the team bonus a discount on walls. I'm not really sure how, effective that's going to be. Let's check. This is our next level casting A+. Well, thank you, Crochet. It's appreciated. I had to look at the rep to see those. Yes, you can do that. If you want to take a recommendation, I'm just going to go and give it to you unsolicited anyway. I highly recommend anybody who has not seen Salts versus Rules to Run to go back and watch it because, man, that was a series. Most likely my favorite of the day, for sure. So far, anyway. We'll see how game 5 goes here, right? But, yeah. So, Village coming up early for White Wolf Palace. Only TaToH's going up right now. He's going on 15 freaking villages, though. That's incredible. Yeah, and it's going to be very aggro scout play, for sure. Another civilization we would oftentimes see on this map is Franks because of the abundance of berries. But we don't have Franks over here. As a matter of fact, I'm not really sure if Franks actually got banned. Let me check. Yeah. France got banned, Koreans got banned, Saracens got banned as well, so there's that. At the center of the map, just to finish talking about the location the game is taking place at, we do have plenty of shorefish to collect from, and we have plenty of wood over here, so the teams will certainly be enticed to go for the center. So stay was on the way for Mr. Yo. TaToH did beat him to the field age by quite a bit, so he's got the stable up a little bit sooner. He's actually rushed it with 4 villagers even now. Will he be able to sustain scout production over here? Well, it certainly doesn't seem like it. He's got 10 food workers currently, but he's got to wait for many of the hunters to drop resources, so he's only been able to go for the 1 scout. Yeah, and that's about it. Let me take a look at something real quick. Yeah. TaToH's lost the original scout. I think he lost it over here. He lost it over here to the TC from Mr. Yo. That's really rough. Because now going up faster to the fuel age is only going to allow him to catch up in military count compared to Mr. Yo as opposed to actually getting ahead. And as a matter of fact, Mr. Yo already has 2 scouts and he's got the 3rd scout on the way. So going up a little bit later ended up working out for Mr. Yo so much better than TaToH's faster feudal time. So, yeah, I'm not really sure what to make out of this. It's just looking a little bit better for White Wolf Pass currently. Mainly because of the military count currently. There we go, walls coming up for Lyx. It's fine. Something like this will be a little bit cheaper for one of Gamer Legion's players because of the discount that Mayans provide, but I guess it doesn't matter too much. Left hand side, there we go. Yeah, this is good. Nice quick walls over here for Jordan, and everyone's gonna be safe for the time being. We do have 2 extra workers though for Gamer Legion A. Take a look at Eco KD. No one's taken a single villager just yet, so it's just been probably a little bit of idle TC time, right? Not really. Is that like a loom? No, it's... I guess it's a little bit of idle TC time. No, it's gotta be just like a loom and probably just Mayans starting with the extra villager. And we do have loom over there. For Mayans, of course we do as well, so... Yeah, not too sure about that. Oh, Lyx lost a unit, but it wasn't to either Jordan or TaToH. That's why they are behind by 2. Oh ho ho! Make that behind by 3 already! Nice villager pick. So TaToH was so much later to the scouts over here, he was still able to get some good damage done. Beautiful. So Lyx probably lost a villager to a boar or a rhino or something. Okay. Nice tower over here from Mr. Yo. Beautiful. Isn't that pushing TaToH away? Damn brutal domination. Yeah. Certainly looking like it right now. It might change for game 5 a little bit, but we'll see. So far, momentum's here for Wild Wolf Palace. There's a lot of stuff today. We'll try to catch up a bit tomorrow. Good night. Okay, our base. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Sleep well. Sleep tight. Have a good one. After this game, guys, remember we're gonna have 1 more set to go for. Between the Baguette and Girl Out Reunion. While tomorrow, we'll have Fox Beta versus... Who was it? Sandbear, I think? Yeah, and then we'll have 2 more sets tomorrow as well, so there's that. Second stable coming out from Mr. Yo, since like he's just gonna try to commit to scouts. Lyx got some scouts himself as well, so we're gonna see Lyx and Mr. Yo go for the double scout approach. See? Beautiful. The Gale Fox Beta. Oh yeah, there we go. The Gale Fox Beta for tomorrow, and then it's going to be Sandbear versus somebody else for tomorrow's set. Correct. Beautiful. That's a very nice cleanup. In the end, TaToH does end up losing all the scouts. But they do manage to get a little villager lead over here. Well, Wild Pass, though, is instead going to have the first player go up to the Castle H. Nice quick walls coming out for Lyx over here. But is this going to be the game that Wild Wolf Pass finally crumbles against Gamer Legion? We'll see. So far looking so good. 37-1 military units. Like, what does Wild Wolf Pass do over here, right? As Lyx gets to the Castle H finally, he's gonna start pumping some knights. gonna take a lot of damage for them to actually compensate for all the pressure they're under right now and all the extra workers that we have for Game of Legion as well. So we'll see what we get. Let's take a look up north. There we go, village going down over here for Mr. Yo. And so far, Wild Wolf Pass being a little bit of a punching bag over here. For Eco KD, we have 7-1 in favor of Game of Legion. For overall KD, we have 19-10. So almost 2-1 at this point. There you go, nice pressure. Yeah, and over here, Alex actually sent a villager forward to get a 4 siege workshop. So, where are the knights? He's been going for those, but I don't see them anywhere. He's got 3 over here out of 5, so he's got a... Oh, okay, so he's got 2 over here coming forward, but John's already gone for a very, very respectable amount of preemptive contingency spearmen. Yeah, he should be able to push these these knights away. Well done. Siege can change the game for sure. We see Scorpions coming out right now. We're gonna need a good amount because before these become actually effective against the units. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, TaToH's gonna keep on idling a bunch of Mysterious. This is really rough. Mysterious going up to the castle age, as is TaToH, but so far it's looking pretty one-sided in favor of Game of Legion A. I'm not really sure if Wild Wolf Pass would actually be able to come back from a position like this. So we'll check. Let's take a look over here. Nice push. Jordan's getting the village down. Castle Edge is here for TaToH. Is this going to be... Actually, it's here for Mr. Yo, sorry. Is this going to be enough for them? Second TC on the way for him. There is that. But Jordan's already been on 2 TCs for a while. So it'll be just Wild Wolf Pass playing catch up. There we go, we are getting to 2 Scorpions over here, a little bit better. Ideally, I would like to see at the very least 4 Scorpions to go for. That's going to make the units a lot more effective against Spearmen, against Archers. Yeah. Especially now that they gotta try and keep as much pressure as possible, given just how far behind they are. Wild Wolf Pass does not want to spare any resources here. They do manage to get some villagers over here. Still, Game of Legion retains a 10 worker lead, which is not quite as massive anymore. But Lyx is bringing a few knights over here, keeps the Scorpions alive, and that was actually pretty good. He does end up taking all the spearmen down over here and pushing Jordan's crosses away, so this could be good. No, he broke through. No way is he gonna be able to get all these villagers. Well, he'll certainly try. Given how awkward the first 4 games were when it came to GG timing for Game of Legion, you know, if we get a few extra villagers going down over here to Lyx's knights, it honestly wouldn't surprise me if this was 5-0, but Game of Legion still retains a very nice lead currently. You just gotta exercise on it. Who is Game of Legion A? Jordan, TaToH, and Nili? Yeah, that is correct. Jordan, TaToH, and Nili, and for Game of Legion B, we have Slam, Doubt, and the Viper. The Viper has not played a game so far of Age of Empires 2 in this tournament at all. Well, he cannot play anything other than Age of Empires 2 in this tournament. But yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. There we go on the left-hand side. There's a second TC coming out. Third TC coming out for TaToH right now. Third TC is coming out for Jordan. So if they weren't far away enough or far ahead enough now in worker count, that's certainly going to allow them to pull their lead even further ahead. For Wild Wolf Pass, we have only 2 TCs per player. They're still significantly behind, both in worker count as well as military count too. Wow, that's going to be GG right there, yeah. It's fairly uneventful. There is no pressure coming out from, you know, Gamer Legion. I guess we were going to see some villagers going down over here from Lyx, right? But for the most part, this is just Wild Wolf Pass realizing about the lead that Gamer Legion's got right now and calling the GG not to take any more time. So yeah, in the end, we're going to have a 4-1 final score over here in favor of Wild Wolf Palace. Still, game number 5 was a little bit better for Gamer Legion, but yeah, games 1 through 4 were pretty dominant. Well, honestly, I would say games 1, 2, and 4 specifically were not quite as dominating. It's just Gamer Legion did not want to keep on trying much more. So we'll go and take a look at the achievements one more time. What do we get? We're gonna find for military a close to 2-to-1 KD ratio for TaToH. We're gonna find for economy a pretty strong economy over here for Gamer Legion A, surpassing Wild Wolf Pass by quite a bit. And then for society, we're gonna see that those extra resources got fueled by a much higher worker count over here throughout the game for Gamer Legion A. So since the very beginning, since very early into the game, they were able to get ahead and sustain their lead.